Communication between couples can sometimes seem like navigating a minefield, but there's one phrase that will certainly blow up in your face. Every relationship faces the occasional speed bump or rough patch, and when faced with a difficult situation, many of us rely on platitudes to reassure, inspire, or comfort a partner. But these vague, meaningless phrases aren't always helpful, and they might do more harm than good. In particular, variations of one common phrase have the potential to wreak relationship havoc. Don't worry, it'll all work out. It seems pretty inoffensive, but toxic positivity is a real issue, and these types of statements have no practical value. Such sentiments provide no real fixes, accept no responsibility, and verbally push off problems without actually addressing anything.
It'll all work out. No, it's not.
If you just say something like, "We'll figure it out," without making any tangible effort to improve the situation, nothing is actively getting accomplished. Worse still, the repeated, actionless use of these platitudes can damage trust and actually introduce more stress and dissonance into your relationship. While it may be helpful for rolling with life's punches, taking a passive approach doesn't help you address any solvable problems that pop up. In fact, this attitude may land you and your partner in deeper trouble when issues go unchecked. It may also undermine the trust between you. If you constantly tell your partner that situations will be fine, only to have them blow up in your faces, your partner eventually won't believe your reassurances anymore. If you fail to take action toward problem solving, it may also make your partner feel alone and overwhelmed. When fixing things always falls on them, your partner may think they're bearing the bulk of the mental load in your relationship. As licensed psychologist Melissa Estevillo explained to Healthline, working toward the same goals in ways that seem fair, this can result in relationship distress. It's true that the opposite extreme of overthinking can be exhausting and sometimes equally unhelpful. But there's a sweet spot between needlessly stressing and going with the flow, a spot where you can work together to make a helpful and proactive action plan. Now, we're not trying to hate on optimists. A positive outlook isn't in itself a bad thing, but excessive optimism can be.
That's who I am. I'm a positive person.
No, I'm a positive person. You are like Santa Claus on Prozac.
Trusting that it'll all work out can lead some partners to behave recklessly, skip making contingency plans, or shirk important responsibilities. This is bound to place stress on a more organized or detail-oriented partner. As relationship therapist Amy Hartstein told Bustle, there are real differences between people who are spontaneous and people who are planners. Neither way is right or wrong. But if you are on different pages, it can often cause a lot of tension and unhappiness. Similarly, the desire to comfort your partner is natural, but simply telling them, "Don't worry, it'll be fine," can make it seem like you're invalidating their feelings. As licensed clinical psychologist Jamie Zuckerman told the Harvard Business Review, efforts to avoid, ignore, or suppress emotions that are appropriate to context can isolate someone in their time of need. We end up eliciting secondary emotions inside of them, like shame, guilt, and embarrassment. In other words, your attempt to smooth over your partner's worries can inadvertently come across as dismissive, patronizing, or belittling. It's easy to point out conversational sinkholes like, "It'll be fine," and waffle on about what not to do, but knowing the right way to react is a little trickier. If offering reassurances is off the table, how should you handle times of stress or difficulty? Rather than relying on platitudes, work on ways to improve the communication in your relationship. For instance, practice being a better listener and giving your partner's concerns due attention instead of optimistically brushing them off. When faced with problems, be open to their suggestions and offer actionable ideas of your own. As author and relationship educator Morgan Cutlip told Good to Know, if a couple can agree on the idea that yes, we're both busy, but we have to navigate all the responsibilities of life well together, then the conversation will automatically go better. Remember, you don't have to be a coach ready with cheery pep talks. Instead, you and your partner should be a united, problem-solving team.